Good morning, great Americans. It's another great American video from the bunker in Kentucky. Well, I'm going to try to make this short because it's a no-brainer, or at least it should be a no-brainer. You would think it's a no-brainer, but some people just don't get it. So I saw a couple of videos in my feed this morning. I can't believe this is still an issue, but these gay homosexual crosswalks, these rainbow crosswalks that some city paint. What is wrong with these people? Now, these are stupid. They're ignorant. They're also a violation. Frankly, they're a violation of a number of. They're using tax dollars to promote personal political minority agendas, which is a whole other thing. And so what I'm about to say to you, I deal in facts. I'm not going to make religion or anything a part of what I'm about to say. I'm going to tell you straight 100% facts, no opinion. If I throw an opinion, I'll say that's my opinion, but these are going to be facts. All right. Number one, Donald Trump sent out a message or a notice or whatever to the governors of all 50 states, saying that the painting, on streets, like the arrows and the crosswalk, painting for street, symbols and traffic symbols and stuff like that, they all have to be free of any kind of political messaging or any kind of political agenda. Now, that makes sense. Yes, it does, and that's a fact, not an opinion. It does make sense because they are paid for by tax dollars, and all Americans pay tax dollars, and tax dollars should not go, to funding a political agenda or a sexual agenda or anything in the form of some sort of artwork when it's supposed to be a road sign or road symbol. For example, a crosswalk. A crosswalk, the painting where you paint a crosswalk should be just exactly that. It should be the symbolism that signifies this is a crosswalk, whether it's like two lines or whether it's or whatever it is. Okay, it's not supposed to promote the gay agenda. It's supposed to say there's a crosswalk here. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. And it's an abuse and a misuse of tax dollars to try and inject the gay agenda and a left-wing agenda into road signage or traffic signage or painting, like I said, an arrow. I mean, you could make a left turn arrow all sort of colorful with rainbows too if you wanted to, but that would really be crazy. So anyway, that's number one. Trump sent out this notification, and rightly so. Rightly so. Now, he could not order them to do that because they're governors and he's the federal government and their state government. But I'm sure I'm sure he said that if they failed to conform, that he'll probably cut off, certain transportation funding and stuff, which that's fine. But they shouldn't even be doing. Okay, here's my opinion. They shouldn't even be doing that in the first place. What? So anyway, that's number one. So now here's number two, which is an additional reason why this shouldn't even be happening. Despite the fact that churches have lower turnouts these days, and I said I wasn't going to make this religious, so just hold. Well, am I making it religious? No, I'm not bringing religious into it. I'm using religion as a, a statistic, okay? A statistic. So the United States, despite the fact that there's lower church turnout than there used to be in the old days, the United States of America is still by far a huge majority of what I'm going to call the Abrahamic religion or the monotheistic religion, which means Muslim, Jewish, or Christian. Muslim, Jewish, and Christian all fall under the title of, or the label of, monotheistic or Abrahamic, Abrahamic, which means that Abraham is like the core central figure in the early religion. So they call it an Abrahamic religion, right? So when you add Jews, Christians, and Muslims together, America is by far still, I'm going to guess 80%, 85, something like that, 80 maybe. Um, so the idea that 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 somebody thought it was wise to use tax dollars to promote something that 80% of Americans think is evil and wrong is just stupid. Now, I'm not trying to bring religion into this. I'm just trying to say that statistically, 80% of the people who pay the taxes do not want to see this message. So how does that even get passed? How does it? I'm not quite sure how the decision to pass funding for such a thing even happens in a country where 80% of the people believe this is an evil message. That's a weird thing to me. So um, it doesn't make sense, and and that's a fact. It does not make sense. It is a fact, not an opinion, that approximately 80% of America is either Muslim, Jewish, or Christian, and therefore it is a fact that these gay rainbow crosswalks are antithetical to the beliefs of the majority of Americans. That's just a fact. Now, I'm not arguing the right or wrongness of it from a religious point of view. I'm saying that statistically, it doesn't make sense that that the government is going to paint something that does not represent most, going to paint an agenda that does not represent most Americans. So that's a secondary issue. But the main issue is still what I said at first. These crosswalks are, just like arrows in the left turn lane, in the right turn lane, just like the stop line, just like the double yellow line. All these paintings are for traffic usage and road usage, and they're spent with tax dollars, and they're not supposed to represent a political agenda, much less a sexual political agenda. Okay? This is very simple. So that's it. These governors need to comply with Trump's orders that all these gay crosswalks and anything else like that. And I would say, well, I was about to say that some of these gay flags you see flying in front of state buildings also have to go, but those are not traffic. Those are just flags. So we can't really use the same argument that we're using about, traffic signage with that. But it's still the idea that tax money is being spent to promote a sexual agenda, which statistically 80% of America finds repulsive and disgusting. So, there you go. It's a no-brainer. I mean, so anyway, I haven't made a video in a long time, so I thought I'd whip this one out real quick. So things are going great. Look at it. I mean, everything's going great for Trump. He just bitch slapped Letitia. I knew that was going to happen back when that huge $600 million thing was found against Trump by that DEI slob Letitia what's her head in New York. So that got overturned. So that's a win for Trump. Trump's meeting with Putin. Trump knocked out the Iranian facility. The economy is going up, up, up. Everything is looking good for Trump. Man, Trump is winning. And the Democrats, they can't, they lost their footing. MSNBC is gone. Woohoo! That's great. So that's one down. That was the low hanging fruit, man. If we could just get rid of CNN, that would be awesome. We need to see Wolf Blitzer be a hobo out in the street. So anyway, um, don't forget the theme. Go back and look at my previous videos. Stay the course. Go to my Substack page and see my Stay the Course trilogy. It's all about how Trump has kept all his promises, and we need to stay the course. All the efforts that you put in to elect Trump in 2020, you need to, in 2024, you need to double those efforts in the midterms in 2026, and you need to triple those efforts in 2028 so that we keep the White House. Don't just say, wow, Trump won, and now I'm going to kick back and relax. This is Trump's victory in 2024 is just the beginning. You must keep up the effort, whatever it is you did, whether you were a volunteer, whether you donated, whether you canvassed door to door, whatever you did to volunteer and support Trump in 2024, you need to double those efforts for the 2026 midterms, and you need to triple them in 2028 so that the successor to Trump will be another great Make America Great Again president. So see that. Please like my videos. Please share my videos. Please go to my Rumble page. Please go to my Substack page. I'll put links in the description of this video, and I will see you in the next great American video. Adios, muchachos.